Hey, it's another week of the weekly Sizzle. I'm Nick Powills here with
Megan Ferringer.
Hey, there we go. We're off to a good start. Okay, so let's talk about the current issue, which is fathers and franchising. And you wrote a bunch of articles for this, but what have you learned, or what was most intriguing to you about some of the stories that you wrote for this issue as we wrap it up?
I think the biggest thing was taking a look at work-life balance, essentially, how these men in business are balancing running an entire franchise, but at the same time maintaining their life at home as well. And so we talked to a few people, Scott Thompson from Jan Pro and Brewer from the Roman Candle. And one of the messages that kind of went with everybody was to be able to check out when you got home. Like, you put everything into your day when you're there, but then as soon as you get home, you set aside some time to completely turn off your phone and be with your family, because in the end that sets a good message for them. Your kids are learning from you and doing the same thing, so it helps you be present, and I think that was a really important message.
That's probably one of the hardest things about, and you've probably learned this about just talking with folks in franchising, that you've made this life investment, you're all in, but you have to be conscious that you still have a family at home.
Exactly. And another thing, too, was a lot of people pointed to how franchising in general also allows you that time to have added flexibility in terms of a lot of brands having the semi-absentee capabilities, so that if you want to run a business, you can, but you can also have the time to be with your family. So it seemed like for those who were looking to achieve that right balance, franchising was a really good option.
So now this coming week, both Megan and I are headed to New York City for the IFE, which is, for those of you who don't know what it is, franchisors will exhibit there hoping to get in front of you, franchise prospects. The good thing about the show is that you, as a franchise prospect, you get this entire venue of franchisors that are trying to sell you, which means you get to understand what are the opportunities out there. This is going to be Megan's first time in this giant zoo. Any perceptions about what to expect out of a show like this, or because you're gonna go in it blindly, just like many of the franchise prospects are?
What are my expectations? Sure. I'm just going to go out there and talk to as many people as possible. I think it's going to be really great to meet a lot of our brands. We have an article coming out next week on 25 brands to watch at the IFE, and I know a lot of our brands will be there: Farm Stores, Sport Clips, Salad Works. So it's going to be really great to meet these people.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what is the pulse of the franchise industry. I think, and we're talking about this later on in this issue, tomorrow maybe. Minimum wage hikes. There's a lot of pressures on franchisees, and you add all those pressures with many franchisors trying to get in front of you, coupled with access to financing, but limited real estate. There's a lot of complexities to the franchise industry, and I'm curious to see what the pulse is. And obviously, Megan will be walking around the show to try to figure it out. This, for you guys, is a good opportunity to see some of the content that we produce about brands that are trying to get out there. Even if they're not expanding in New York, they're using the show as an opportunity to gain the pulse on their brand to see what prospects are saying. So anything else you want to add, Megan?
No, just be on the lookout for us at IFE.
And be on the lookout for our next issue, which starts next week.
Next week?
All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
See ya.